Welcome to The Rebel by May McGoldrick. Chapter 1. London, December 1770. The snow lay like blue icing over the stately plane trees and the walkways of Berkeley Square. Dinner guests, bundled in fine woolen cloaks and mantles of fur, scarcely spared the picturesque scene a look, though, as they hurried from the warmth of Lord and Lady Stanmore's doorway to their waiting carriages. Across the square a wind swept up from the river, raising crystalline wisps from the barren tree branches, and flakes of snow curled and glistened in the light that poured from the windows of the magnificent townhouse. Soon all but one of the carriages had rolled away into the darkness of the city, the sounds of horses and drivers and wheels on paving stones muffled by the fallen snow. Inside the brightly lit foyer of the house, Sir Nicholas Spencer accepted his gloves and overcoat from a doorman, and turned to bid a final farewell to his host and hostess.
"Spending Christmas alone," Rebecca chided gently. "Please, Nicholas, you must come with us to Solgrave for the holiday, and intrude on your first Yule season together."
Nicholas shook his head with a smile.
"This first holiday is for you, for your family. I wouldn't impose on that for the world."
Rebecca left her husband's side and reached for Nicholas's hand.
"You are not intruding."
"My heavens, that's what friends are for. When I think of all the years that James and I were alone in Philadelphia. If it weren't for the hospitality of our friends, especially at the holidays, how lonely we would have been." Nicholas brought the young woman's hand to his lips.
"Your kindness is touching, Rebecca, and you know how hopeless I am about denying you anything. But I've spent more than my fair share of holidays with that beast you call your husband.
Besides, I understand you have some rather joyous news that you'll be wanting to share with young James." The prettiest of blushes colored Lady Stanmore's cheeks, and she glanced back at her husband.
"I'm slightly better at keeping state secrets, my love."
Stanmore reached out and took her tightly into his embrace. Nicholas stood and watched as his friends slipped into a world that included only the two of them. The bond that linked their hearts and their souls was so pronounced, so obvious, and Nicholas frowned at the unwanted ambivalence pulling at his own heart.
As happy as he was for them, he could feel something else squirming about inside of him.
He looked away, forcing the frown from his face. Only a fool, he told himself, would be envious of a life that he has been avoiding like the plague. He already had his overcoat on, and was pulling on his gloves when the two became aware of him again. Nicholas couldn't help but notice the protective touch of Stanmore's hand on Rebecca's waist, the intimate.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?